the famine of fat. All that junk food, right? Like Consumer Reports just did an article on junk food. Fast food, excuse me. Let alone all the rest of the junk food. Goodness gracious. People are in a famine. They're not eating real food. They're eating pretend food. They made up food. That's so deep. It's pretend food. But there's really supposed to be food to be had for everyone. So that's famine in sword, pestilence. Sword, famine, and pestilence in Jeremiah. Pestilence. It's like the pests are on Lent because you have GMO crops that you're eating. That's pestilence. Poisoning your own body is pestilence, right? Maybe I'm wrong. It's like, oh, the bugs have eaten up all the crops. It's like, no, apparently the bugs have not eaten up all the crops. And so that's like pestilence, just like fast food is like famine. We're not even aware of it. And sword obviously means military. And we're obviously like being way too militaristic when you look at like cities. Even when you look at smaller towns. It all depends on where you go. Reminder to me. Look up acquisitions by the police for their police department. Look up the recent ones. Right? Gave proof through the night. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we through the twilight's last gleaming. So I decided that even though it's because I'm digging a channel, right there, you can see a stripe, that I would go ahead and advertise for this weekend that I have a dance floor and no punching bag. Because people have been coming back since the local nobility and their entourage has returned. And also, Andy had the greens done just like in perfect time. It's amazing. Absolutely smart. Smart man. Alright. Sword, pestilence, and famine. Ugh. So I got a comment on a video where all I am doing is reading a section of the Bible where Jesus talks about hell. Alright? Because that's my king. So if Jesus says it, I believe it. I read just straight across the board. That's the way it works. And so I get this comment. He's talking about Gehenna, Hades, Tartarus, because the Old Testament doesn't talk about hell. Okay. But the thing is that the words of Jesus are the Old Testament. Because he hadn't died yet. So when he says the parable about the man in hell, and Abraham, and the brothers, and the drop of water, and Lazarus the beggar, that means that was Old Testament times. Right? Because the New Testament doesn't start until like John 21. or whatever, It doesn't just start until Jesus dies. So I would say that even though it's recorded in the New Testament, which is the most proven piece of documented history ever, that qualifies. Oh, there's some good looking embers. Shots of amber to close. That little circle is pretty cool. And then the walls were on fire.